Here there are two Tenacious in the middle. We have a plain edge and a serrated edge. There's supposed to be a Ambitious over here, but that got traded a long time ago before this video could be made. So right now we have a Persistence, a Tenacious, and a Resilience. But for the sake of this video, this is the Ambitious, this is the Tenacious. Wait, Ambitious, Persistence, Tenacious, Resilience. All great human characteristics is what these knives are named after. The Tenacious was actually the first, if you guys didn't know. I know I didn't know until I started looking into it, but the Tenacious actually came out a year or two before any of the rest of these knives did. This knife did so well that they developed a whole line based off this one knife. So this is a big hitter for Spyderco. The Tenacious was a big one. What is up, YouTube? California Prepper. Well, tonight I want to talk about something that's not new. Something's been talked about many times here on YouTube, but you don't see too many videos of most of them together. Now I say most of them because there's supposed to be one over here. Now there's 4 knives representing the 4 knives of the Spyderco value line that first appeared. The entire line didn't come out until 2011, I want to say 2010, 2011. And the first one to come out, surprisingly, wasn't the smallest in the line or the biggest. It was the one right in the middle. The Tenacious did so well. The Persistence they came out with next, 2 years later. And then they came out with the Ambitious and the Resilience, I think 2 years after that. It wasn't the following year. I think it was 2 years after that. So these came out 2008. The Tenacious did. The Persistence was, let me check. Let me double check. I don't want to give you guys no bullshit information. Alright, Tenacious was 2008, the Persistence pops up in 2010, and 2011 was the Ambitions and Resilience. So I was a little bit wrong with my dates, but they all didn't come out at the same time, which is real surprising to me. I figured they all came out at the same time, and that was pretty cool to learn. So cool little factoid. They were designed by the son of the founder of the company, Mr. Eric Glesser, and Sal had a little bit of input. Not sure how much of that is true or not, but I know Eric did a great job with this design. I mean, it is one of the most talked about Spydercos out there. If you type in Spyderco, Tenacious and Paramilitary 2 are like the 2 biggest Spydercos of all freaking time. So having just an ounce of input into that design is a big deal, but for it to be like, you know, mostly your design, that's awesome. Big shout out to Eric for that. You really proved yourself there, buddy. I know people, a lot of times when you're the boss's son, you know, oh, everybody gives you shit. You're only here because you're the boss's son. No, he hit a home run with this design and really, you know, marked his spot in the company, in my opinion. So again, big shout out to Eric Glesser on that one. The smallest in the line, which isn't here, is the Ambitious, and she runs what, I think 2 1/4 inches. I have it written down somewhere. Let me flip through my notebook right quick. Guess I should have been a little bit more prepared, huh? Yeah, the Ambitious, the blade one runs 2 1/4, and the Resilience you're looking at 4 1/4. So I mean, there's 2 complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Something for everybody. You like smaller knives, you like huge knives, and this guy's is a very, very big knife. 4 1/4 inches might not sound like a lot, but when you flip this bad boy out, it'll definitely scare the liberals, that's for sure. Great knife. I love it. But it is a beast. It definitely is. So we're not going to be talking about specs on these knives. We're just really talking about the overall line. I am going to be breaking it down and doing a review on each of these. We are going to skip the Ambitious because we don't have her. So we're going to do a review of the Persistence, the Tenacious, and the Resilience. Hopefully you guys will like the videos. If you guys want to see more, please let me know. This is, I guess, what's weird is this is one of the most talked about knives. One of the most talked about Spyderco knives out there. But a lot of the bigger channels don't have reviews on it. Like, I don't even know if I have a review on this knife. I mean, there was just so many out there and I figured everybody knew about it. It was just going to be, you know, another review that nobody would click on because everybody had already learned everything about this knife. You know, what else was there to say? Over the years, carrying it, 4 or 5 years that I've had this bad boy, and using it quite a bit, as you can see. This one has quite a bit of use on it. I have quite a bit to say about this knife. So I am looking forward to reviewing this knife. Definitely looking forward to reviewing the Resilience as well. Carried this one quite a bit. The Persistence, I haven't really carried much. It's my wife's knife, and she hasn't carried it much in a while either. She's a Cryo fan. For some reason, she's a Kershaw fan. Got her a few Spydercos, and she still prefers the Kershaw. She likes the Spydercos, don't get me wrong. She loves her Spideys. But that Cryo is just her go-to EDC every day. Still a great knife, and I will be reviewing the Persistence as well. So please stick around for that. These are great knives. For the money, you cannot beat these knives. You really, really can't. All of them have these G10 laminate, or they call it a laminate G10. It's a G10 scale. You got stainless steel liners, liner lock, 8CR on the blade. Every single one has the exact same materials, just a little bit different on the specs, and that's what we're going to talk about, because specs do make a big difference. Ergonomics, functionality, what you're going to use a knife for, hot spots, all that depend on the size of the handle and all that fun stuff. So we'll break that down in the upcoming reviews. And yeah, this is just a great lineup. It really is. I mean, for the smaller knife guy, for the medium EDC work knife, the Tenacious is a great knife. For a work knife, I myself prefer the Spider Edge version. This thing is so bad to the ass. I love Spider Edge. So sweet. And the Resilience, the beast. The beast of a folder. Tactical folder on a budget. What? That is a sweet blade. 4-position pocket clip on all of them. That's something I forgot to tell you guys. Which, on a budget line, what? Some of their more expensive models don't have that. What? You're paying $200 for a knife and you can't move the pocket clip? What? It's just craziness. You're paying $40 for a knife and you can have it any way you want it? What? Like it's BK, have it your way? What? That is crazy talk. 8CR 13 MOV, which is the Chinese equivalent to American AS8, or that's I guess what we would call it. I prefer 8CR 13 MOV to AS8, to tell you the truth. I can get my 8CR 13 screaming sharp. It might not hold the edge quite as long, but hey, I have no problem touching up my knives on the sharp maker every now and again. If I've used it a lot for the day, hey, I'll come home, run it over, you know, the ultrafine stone. If I've used it heavy, you know, I'll run it through the 3 stones, and they're right back to hair popping, ball shaving sharpness. Yes, I said it, ball shaving sharpness. Say that all the time, everybody likes to give it's a good joke at work, I'll tell you that. Everybody always wonders what I'm going to carry today. What's he going to carry tomorrow night? You never know, you never know. That's what I always say. Hashtag you never know, you never know. It's a motto I've lived by my whole life. You never know, you never know. Why? Because you never know, you never know. That's why. Great knives. This is a beast. I love this knife. I really do. I've always loved the resilience. Great designs. The Tenacious was actually a product of... Sal likes to take a little credit for it. I ain't gonna break him on that. I ain't gonna say he's lying or anything, but I think this is mostly Eric's design. So big shout out to Eric for hitting a home run with these knives, because the Tenacious, everybody knows the Tenacious. You say, you know, you're doing a knife review and you say, oh, it's about the same size as Tenacious. Most people know what you're talking about. Most of us knife guys, if you're watching our reviews and videos, most of you guys know what a Tenacious is. And that's a sweet Mamma Jamma. Satin finish on all of them. Beautiful ambi Spidey hole. Perfect for left and right-handed users. Let's see, can I flick it with my left? I don't know, I might look like a fool. We're gonna try. I look all goofy trying to position it. Oh, he got it with the left. What? Hit it with the right. Hit him with the right. Let's see, couldn't even close the knife there. I'm so used to using my middle finger on knives because I carry so many Spydercos and things like that. Even on knives with a thumb stud, such as the 1 ton, which is a very comparable knife. Let me talk about that a little bit. These knives right here are really about the only knives that I could find that could compare to these for any other. Well, in my collection. I didn't want to tell you guys about some knives I didn't have. But the Kershaw 1/2 ton, 3/4 ton, and the 1 ton, they're going to be a contender for these knives. We might have to do a head-to-head of these. 3/4 ton, great knife. Sees a lot of work use. The 1/2 ton was my wife's knife. As you can see, it's a little dirty. Ain't been carried much in a while. She really dug that. And the 1 ton. The 1 ton and the 3/4 ton were my first knife purchases for myself of quality purchases. If you guys seen my tag video, you would have known that, suckers. But what I was saying was I've gotten so used to flipping knives with my middle finger from carrying Spydercos. Sorry for digressing. I started doing it with my thumb studs as well. I know everybody else does that, and I'm not trying to be anything special or cool, like, oh, peep what I can do. I know everybody does that, but it just feels funny to use my thumb. Like, a lot of my knives, it's just funky. Of course, it's even worse because I have a tripod in front of me, and I'm on camera, but that middle finger just does it so much better. The middle finger just does it so much better. What did he say? It is getting X-rated. What? Anywho, enough of the Kershaws. Back to the things we're supposed to be talking about, which is these. Some of my bitches, bad Mamma Jammas. Spyderco value line. From 2 1/4 up to 4 1/4. And actually, that ain't even 2 1/4. There's supposed to be a 2 1/4 over here, remember? 2 1/4. This one here is 2 3/4. And this one here, these two twinsies, this one and the other one, are 3 3/8 inches. Perfect work knife. Perfect EDC size. Man, just a perfect knife for the budget guy. And I'm a Kershaw fan all the way, but these Spydercos, man, out the park. Like, ooh, over the fence, out the park. Grand slam. Into the parking lot, smashing the other team's manager's window out. That's how good of a hit these are. So big shout out to Spyderco for the value line. As you can see, this Mamma Jamma needs some grease. I ain't carried this plain edge in some years. This was actually a prize that I won from the Swedish paracord nut way back in the day. Way back in the day when I very first came on the tubes. And I was so stoked that I won this because I was torn between buying these two as my first Spideys. These were my first Spidey choices. I was like, should I get the Resilient? Should I get the Tenacious? What should I get? The Tenacious is so talked about, but the Resilient's that's bigger. I like bigger. Bigger's better, right? Bigger's always better. Not always, guys. Hey, I ain't shy. I'm happy with what I got, so I ain't going there. I ain't trying to overcompensate, so hey, don't call me out. Because we can get some X-rated videos going in here. I'm just fucking with you guys. But this is a great knife. Great knife. So I ended up going with the Resilience, and like a week later I ended up winning second place in a giveaway, which was the Tenacious. First place was the Resilience. So super stoked that I hit second place and not first. I mean, how many times do you hope to hit second place? So big shout out to the Swedish paracord nut. Haven't talked to him in a while. I have to go check him out. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've talked to a lot of my old pals. Started messaging a lot of people, and then all of a sudden messages went out, and I'm like, son of a bitch. What am I supposed to do when I can't get a hold of my peeps? Man, gonna have to talk to people in real life. That ain't no fun. Anyhow, guys, go check out the Spyderco Value line. These are great knives, really are. Nothing bad to say about them, really. I mean, other than they're made in China. Boo! Made in China. But other than that, great knives, and there will be a individual review on all of these bad boys right here, and these bad boys right here, and these bad boys right here, and these bad boys right here. All of these bad mama jammas gonna get reviewed. All of these little budget blades, because that's what I'm into. Well, that's not a budget blade. That's my pair of two that I traded away my Grail knife for. But, great knife. Thanks for watching, guys. California Prepper. Have a good night. I'm out this piece.